But what's happening is that there's a huge flood on LinkedIn of this kind of fakey, packaged up content. So there's a lot of room for reminders that, hey guys, you still need the human touch.
Sometimes the message for a lot of us is hidden, right? It's kind of because there's
Yes.
so much noise out there.
What I find really sad is that people are doing things just to please the algorithm. Don't say it, demonstrate it through your knowledge. It will be obvious that you're an expert.
I made a decision. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of the hamster wheel. I'm not playing anymore. I'm just going to tell people who I am and what I believe in. If you believe in what I believe in, then we could do business. Hi, this is Curtis McCullom with the Curtis McCullom Show, where we delve into the mindset of top CEOs and entrepreneurs actually around the world. Founders to share what it takes to be and become the best version of yourself. And today, like always, Bespoke Human Potential Coaching actually sponsors this show. Bespoke helps CEOs and founders and entrepreneurs kind of eliminate those blind spots, those areas in our lives that kind of been dragging around since childhood. Believe it or not, most of us have them. So if these blocks are kind of keeping you from reaching your full potential, please feel free to reach out to us. If you feel like you're stuck and whatever's holding you back, don't wait. Guess what, guys? It's free. So schedule a free clarity call with me. I'm a friendly guy. I'm nice. I'm not going to bite. But yeah, just get the clarity call with me today using the link below. So let's uncover what's really standing in your way and what's keeping you from moving forward. And if you're enjoying this show, please don't forget, guys, it's so important to like, subscribe, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more people who are ready to transform their lives. Today in studio, I'm telling you, I have a treat for you. I have Michelle Goldberger, and she is a dynamite. I mean, she is one of those young ladies that I feel like, wow, everybody needs to get to know. Now, think about it like this now. Michelle, she is a social media and social selling trainer. She's a consultant. She's a social a content creator, and she's an author since 2009. Listen to this, guys. She's trained over 4,000 managers and plus 400 plus companies in the U.S., Middle East, and Europe. And this is the part I like. She is fluent in English, French, Russian, and Hebrew. Now she's in America now. She's in France. And she the book that she wrote, guys, is not in English. We can't even get it. Michelle's going to have to publish one in English so we can all enjoy that. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And welcome to Paris this afternoon.
Yeah, I know. The last time I went to Paris, I mean, when my wife visited Paris about 3 years ago, and we toured Italy, and then our last trip was in France, in Paris. And just so happened that week there was Fashion Week, number one. Number two.
Wow, that's very cool.
It rained the whole time. It rained the whole time. It was like it was rain. It's cold, and I should have had more warm clothes. But one thing about it, we were talking about it yesterday, is that the food that because we were fortunate. We stayed at the Four Seasons in Paris. And the food there was like, oh my God. I was telling my wife, I can remember the creme brulee that I just wanted to lick the bowl. She said, why don't you just look at it, just me and you in the room. But yeah, I know, I mean, you are there now, so definitely it's a place that we all esteem to be. So, Michelle, tell us a little bit now about your journey. I mean, come on, I know you just came back from the States and you're in Paris. Tell us about your journey. How did you get there?
How did I get here? It's a good question. Ask myself that every day or more. What am I doing here? No, I was simply, Curtis, like a lot of Americans. I was living in the U.S. I was living in Washington, D.C. And I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And I did study foreign languages, as one of the things that you mentioned. And thank you for that glorious introduction. And so I, at that time, I mean, this was like during the internet bubble and the whole thing, and at that time, being bilingual, French English was super helpful and a super
Right.
hot skill. Fewer people spoke fewer languages than today, obviously, because of the internet and technology and blah, blah, blah. So I found a job, actually, it was 2001, and I found a job on the internet, which is kind of insane. And I applied. Wait, this is unbelievable. If we have any recruiters out there, or any millennial recruiters to hear about, a story of someone on the cusp between generations, I applied on the internet for 5 jobs, just 5. Okay.
Right.
Today, in today's world, that's absolutely nothing.
Right.
And I got 3 job interviews out of 5,
Wow.
which is obscene. Like, that doesn't happen anymore, really, unless you're like, I don't know, the CEO of Coca-Cola or something.
Right.
And then one paid for my trip here, so, which is also insane.
It
And
was.
then, yeah, really insane. And had an interview, and I got 2 offers. I took one, and then that's it. That's how I got here.
Wow. So basically, 2001, you took
Yep.
off and went abroad, and now you're still there. And then you started a networking company, right?
Yeah, interesting. You've done your homework, I see. Bravo to you, as we say. So I started a company for networking services in 2007, but very quickly, because it was, the start of LinkedIn and Facebook, very quickly I saw that was turning to networking face-to-face, was turning to social media and online.
Right.
The offline was going quickly to the online. So we converted and we became an official training company in 2009 with a training number and all that, official stuff here in France. And I've been surfing that wave ever since.
Wow. I mean, so you were almost like a harbinger, for that particular industry, especially in France, because I think based on your bio, you were like number one in that area in France. Kind of
Number
starting the
one,
social media boom there in
yeah,
2007, right?
I would say I don't know if we're not number one, let's be very clear, but
Right.
no, I think we're one of the first, I would say, social media training companies, because we opened our doors in 2007 and we became a training company in 2009. By 2010, had already trained 100 managers or so, in different fields, HR. We were training HR for recruiting, employer branding, social selling, as you mentioned before,
Right.
etc. And that was, 2010, that's 15 years ago. It was
Right.
insanely foreign to many, many companies. So that's kind of how the whole thing got started. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so interesting. Now, one of the things that we mentioned before we got on the air, and we both have a challenge with that, because right now, the biggest thing is AI this and AI that and AI this.
Yeah.
Obviously, AI is here to stay. So
Obviously, yeah.
it's not going anywhere. So,
No.
but what's your thoughts and what's happening in your world of training?
It's a funny, funny time, and it does really remind me a lot. Now, when we talk about the adoption process, there's the early adopters, the late adopters. I'm sure, you're a coach, you're no stranger to that type of, to those types of, I guess, expressions or methods.
Right. Uh-huh.
So what's happening now, it does remind me a lot of when social media started to hit the companies, the professional world here
Okay.
in France, meaning you have the early adopters, but I wouldn't say that they're the true adopters, because what's happening is they're kind of like trying to skip a step. They're all just rushing to use AI to help them write their posts.
Right.
Their messages for LinkedIn, their emails. But what's happening is that there's a huge flood on LinkedIn, in emails, and everywhere, of this kind of fakey, packaged up content that you know they haven't written themselves, because there's no way they could write that. I mean, not because they're not intelligent, but just because it sounds too artificial.
Right.
And so right now, that's what we're experiencing, a lot of this kind of type of content on the market. So there's a lot of room for reminders that, hey guys, you still need the human touch.
Well, I think that's one of the challenges that, and one thing about the internet or social media, this is my perspective, it might be wrong or whatever, but my perspective, it's, for the most part, most people are not real. I mean, not true to who they are. They're very...
A 1,000,000,000%, sorry, but I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah.
So, I mean, so it's like already, even before AI, right? It's like, it's the game. It's the game that we play. It's the game that we play, like, because we have to play along with the algorithms in order for our post to get shown. And then I was looking over TikTok last night, and one of my good friends was like, it's like, I can put it like this. I'm putting it like this. It's like dancing to the beat of the internet. Meaning was he really dancing? Dancing?
Dancing?
Really
right.
Dancing, but I mean, to me, this is a pretty, a person in social media that don't need to dance.
Right.
And don't need to put on a show.
Right.
But that's what's happening now. What's your thoughts about that? Bespoke Human Potential Coaching sponsors this show. Bespoke helps CEOs, founders, and entrepreneurs get rid of those blind spots that they've been carrying around since childhood. So if you're stuck and have some blocks, click the link below for your clarity call or scan the QR code if you're on video. Let's get rid of those blind spots. Now back to the interview.
Listen, my thought is, if he's enjoying himself, why the F not? Right? If he's having fun, if he thinks, all right, I'm being really goofy here, but I don't care because the people who work with me know I'm goofy already because they know they've seen me in action. If he's enjoying himself and he wants to show that side of him, why not?
Okay.
But what I find really sad, and it's what you just said, is that people are doing things just to please the algorithm. Right. That's obviously wrong because, wrong. I mean, I'm not here to say what's wrong and what's right. Right. But, I think that, as you just rightly said, we should be true to ourselves. And especially the people I work with now, I have to say, we haven't talked about cultural differences. Right. But for those of you out there who are listening, who work with Europeans, who have worked, traveled, etc., with other countries, you know that obviously they don't do the same, they don't work the same way. Right. It's not rocket science in other countries, and you have to be very cognizant of that. It's that they have, in France, Central Europe, they really have a hard time showing themselves. And because they think that they're revealing too much. Okay. When in fact, talking a little bit about yourself or your journey or what you believe in from a professional perspective is quite normal in the business world. And it does help you to stand out and does help you be authentic. So you're right. You're right. So again, your friend, if he feels like, if he's having a good time, I don't see why he shouldn't do it. Right. Okay. So now you also talk about the fact that people need to learn how to use social media at work. So part of my job, as a content creator, I'm a coach, so I have to create content. So what does that mean to you? We have to learn how to use social media, because I'm telling you, it's a beast. Meaning I have people on my team that does a lot of the stuff that I do because, number one, I don't like truly doing it. So I have somebody else doing it. So what does that mean? We have to learn how to use social media, because I want to know. This is not, if you guys are listening, fine, you can listen to this. This is for Curtis. So this is for Curtis. I'm asking Michelle, as a professional, what are you supposed to do? How do you actually use social media, Michelle? I would say, first of all, whether you're Curtis or me or an entrepreneur, or you run a small SME, or you run a bigger team in a bigger company, it boils down to two things. Well, of course, what are your objectives? Meaning, who would you like to talk to?
Okay.
Who do you want to be in your ecosystem?
Right.
In your online ecosystem, number one. Number two, I'd say, what are you trying to achieve through that platform? Before you even say, oh, should we be on LinkedIn? Should we be? Well, obviously the answer is yes, because LinkedIn is obviously the base of everything in business world, even if you're doing B2C. I'd say work on all that.
Right.
Figure out who in your ecosystem is on that platform. And then what do you want to communicate through what type of, content? Okay. And then I'd say, what do you want to say about yourself? So how would I use it? I would say I would use it for a few things. How to use it? Number one, create your community.
Okay.
So obviously you're really good at doing that because, hey, I'm here.
I know. I
Right?
mean, and that's one of the beauty parts about this is that think about it. And I think about it on this level is that me and you would have never met in a million years, right?
A
never
million
crossed
percent.
paths at all.
Never.
Never. It is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was in Paris. I could have passed you on the street, 3
Who's
years
that?
ago. And
Yeah,
I would know.
yeah.
But so
Exactly.
basically, yeah, you have to formulate this community. So now you said, number one, who do you want to talk to? Meaning like, who is it in your ecosystem that you want to communicate with?
Right. Is it the first answer customers always say, learners, they always say, oh, our customers, of course. Sorry, I'm not making fun of them, but I've heard it so many times. I love making that voice. But anyway, okay, yes, I know your customers, dude. You're not here to, pick up men or women or whatever, right? You better not be. I would say to them, okay, but who are they? Who is your buyer?
Right.
Who has that envelope, as they say in French? Is it, I don't know, is it a purchasing director in
Right.
an SME? Is it, I don't know, do you sell to, HR directors?
Right.
Do you sell to communication people? They're your buyers, and then, of course, they're your end users, right? So
Okay.
you really have to do your mapping, right? Your map out who is in this ecosystem and who is it going to be easier to talk to through social
Right.
media, right? Knowing, of course, we all want to talk to, the top dudes and dudettes. We still say that. I don't even know. I'm losing my English. But anyway, so that's when I mean, like, map out your ecosystem is figure out who's on that platform and who do you want to talk to and how do you want, through what type of content, through what, through which types of, what's the vehicle,
Right.
how are you going to speak to them?
Okay, and that's interesting. So let's look at that. Now, number one, we already talked about the fact that who do we want to talk to? So for me, like I said, this is a masterclass for me, guys. Y'all can listen in as she teaches me. So basically, number one, my audience is CEOs, founders, and entrepreneurs. That's kind of who I talk to. Why?
Right.
Because I'm a founder, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a CEO. So I understand the language. I've been in professional sales all of my life. So I understand the ups and the downs. I understand who we are and what we go through and all this stuff, right? So now you says, what do I want to communicate? I mean, as a coach, this is the challenge as a coach, right? Back in Mississippi, I was born and raised in Mississippi. I'm a Southern boy. So back in Mississippi, we says everybody and your mama is a coach now. Right?
Oh my God. Big time. But to your, in your honor, sir, almighty Curtis, I checked out your LinkedIn. I did some homework. And I mean, I see what is very, as we say where I'm from, I'm a hometown Philly girl.
Right.
And my parents are from Israel, so I have to, this is going to make you laugh. You're very kosher as a as a coach, because you went ahead and you got all those trainings and the certifications, and you
Right.
spend time, and I'm sure that, and I know it's a continued process, and you have to keep getting those trainings, just as I have to continue also, doing lots of, tutorials and having and
Right.
listening to webinars and whatever. But so I think the difference really is as you did, and as again, I tip my hat to you, sir, is that you put on all your certifications and whatever. And so for someone looking for a coach personally, and no, I'm not paid. I'm not paid to do this by
Right.
Curtis. Like when I'm looking for people to help me, I look at what kind of education they have.
Right.
So that's a great thing. And the second thing I would say is this, and this is like, if there's anything your listeners get from me today, it's the following thing, okay? Don't say it, demonstrate it. Don't say it, demonstrate it. So you don't have to say, I'm Curtis, I'm an expert coach, which you don't say. That's not what I'm
Right.
saying. But a lot of people do say that kind of stuff, and that should be avoided. I'm an expert, I'm a specialist, I'm a whatever. No. Through your knowledge, it will be obvious that you're an expert.
Ah, okay.
Through what you're saying, what you're explaining. You're saying, I had a client who couldn't do this and this, and we worked on this, and then at the end, they started to feel this way, and
Right.
then their results were going like this, and, it wasn't 100%, but it was about 90%, which was pretty
Right.
good, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can explain all that, then people will know that you're an expert.
I like that. I mean, because most of the time, that's what most of us try to put out there. Hey, I'm an expert. Well, I am a freaking expert. I know I'm a freaking expert. I know I do.
Yeah.
And I know I'm good at what I do, right?
Right.
And that's kind of one of the frustrating parts about all of this, is that sometimes the message for a lot of us is hidden, right? It's kind of because
Yes.
there's so much noise out there. And plus with the invent, or now with the usage of AI, people are pumping more stuff out there that's
Exactly.
overload, and people are like, I know for me, it's like, I just want to be real. I want to be real.
No, 100,000,000%. And it's the people who are real. I mean, it's okay to use AI. Obviously, our message
Oh, yeah.
is not
I mean,
like,
I
oh,
use
don't
it.
use AI. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Of course, I do too. We all do. Would be stupid not to, but don't, whatever you plug in. I used AI today to write a post. So,
Right.
I took what AI gave me, and I rewrote it again. I changed the words. I made it my own. I added my
Wow.
extra special Michelle Goldberger smart working sauce.
There you go.
So, right? The special sauce, as we used to say when I went to school,
Right.
Ventura, that
Everybody
was
got,
like
everybody got their special sauce.
the special
that makes
sauce.
you, Michelle, right? That makes
Right.
you. Right.
Exactly. So like, again, I'm going to repeat it again, because they say we learn through repetition, especially in today's world. Don't say it, demonstrate it.
Wow, I like that.
Don't say it,
demonstrate it.
demonstrate it. Yes.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
my big advice, and I try to follow that too, and I give examples, and so when people say like, oh, how do I communicate with our clients, I know they need these solutions. No, they don't need solutions. They need to hear about examples of how to solve their problems. They don't need to hear about your products. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. So basically,
Yeah.
so number one, you said, okay, who do we want to talk to? So now we've narrowed it down who we're going to talk to, right?
Right.
Then what I'm going to communicate. First of all, I'm going to communicate. When I am communicating, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to demonstrate what I'm going to say, right? And
Right.
then I guess, is that how you want to say it? Is that part of that too, or is that a different point?
No. I think it's the same. No, sorry, made a mistake. I admit. No, I'd say point 3 would be, how do you want to say it? Do you want to explain it through a video? Do you want to
Okay.
do a carousel? Do you want to, what is the form of content? And that's where your super magic team comes in and my super magic person
Right.
comes in. Um, um, how would be best, how would that demonstration be best demonstrated, if I can say
Okay.
it like
I like
that?
that. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And then, and how to make it super easy to read and easy to understand. And and then if there's another thing, I always say, if there's anything you learn during the session, I say that all the time. And I sit back and I think, Jesus, Michelle, you really should stop saying that, because they're going to think that you're only teaching them one thing. What an effing ripoff, right? Why the hell did they come to your training? Oh my God, they're never going to come back again. Anyway, so no, but hopefully you will have learned more than one thing. But then I would say, okay, demonstrate it. I forgot what I was going to say. It's going to come back anyway. How do you want to say it, in what format? And then I would say, the other thing I would say is, customer centricity is like, how can you provide that content in a way that you'll make it easy for them to understand? And how can you be useful? That's what I was going to say, which
Okay.
is the same thing as customer centricity. But what the people in your ecosystem, what are they looking for?
Now, and
And yeah,
that's one of the biggest challenges I think most people have, Michelle, is
yes,
uh, what are they looking for? I mean, obviously, when you're writing or talking or saying something, you want to come across that is authentic, right? Meaning the authentic being who you are. But then, what is it that they're looking for? And one of the things I talk about a lot in my coaching is blind spots, right? I talk about the fact that we all have these things in our lives that we want to accomplish, but something is kind of making us stuck, and something is actually preventing us from actually reaching that
yes,
goal or whatever
absolutely.
that is. And that's what I try to communicate. And sometimes I demonstrate it even by utilizing my own personal experiences,
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so basically, you said how to provide something that's useful for people to actually use. I guess.
Yeah, or being useful, I also mean like make it so easy to understand. I had a customer, he's great. I love this guy. We did a social selling training for like 20 salespeople for like 3 months, working in a bank in the south of France. Yeah.
Right.
Could be worse, I know, in Aix-en-Provence. I had the opportunity to go there a few times. Oh, I felt so lucky, so blessed. Anyway, and he used to say, and the social media manager, who was my main point of contact there, he used to say, Michelle, make it so easy to understand. And he would say, and again, well, I'm going to shout out another brand name, and maybe I shouldn't, but he used to say in French, it was so funny. He used to say, make it like Fisher Price,
Okay.
like the toys for kids. He
Right.
said,
Right.
I want the Fisher Price version, which I
Ah.
thought, like, no, I don't want to say dumb it down, because obviously these
Well,
were very smart people.
right. Right. Well, you're thinking about
But
the old adage used to be like keep it simple. You
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Right. When you're
The
selling, you
KISS
should keep it
theory.
simple because you want people to understand what you're trying to communicate. So keeping it
Yes.
simple. So the Fisher Price type of way of communicating it is kind of keeping it simple. Just keep it, I think that's important. So wow, that's really good stuff. So
Yes.
what? Wow, it's like, guys, you see what she's sharing with us and all the things that she can do. Now, do you have any trainings that anybody can to attend here in the United States, or you're just in France? You just keep yourself in France, and you don't want to talk to the Americans anymore.
No, that's so not true. I'm like, I follow the Snoopy method. Anybody who knows me knows I love Snoopy. And the Snoopy method is like, I'm open, try to be chill. I love all cultures, like whatever. There's no
Right.
issues. No. So, no, I mean, we've trained people, like you said, in America, in Europe, and in Middle East, and actually a little bit in Asia. So, no, I mean, I we I don't have any offering right now where people can just jump in,
Right.
but it's more of a B2B, type of training
Right.
where if you're either like a business leader and you just want to like redo your personal branding, and maybe you have people out there in your network who are listening to us today, or who would like to redo their LinkedIn profile,
Right.
who want to make it more authentic.
Yes.
Personal branding is really something that I love to do. So they want to be real, and not commercial or salesy or
Right.
pushy or too AI-ish or too corporate, which
Yeah.
happens a lot, which I'm sure you've seen. And or it can be people who have small sales teams who would like to work within their little group, and we can work remotely, obviously. So yes, I can train anybody anywhere in the world.
So
Yes.
how can they get in touch with you, Michelle?
Very easily. It's Michelle, Michelle, at smartworking, all one word, .fr.
There you go, guys.
Michelle
There you
at
go. And it's gonna
smartworking.fr.
be down all that's gonna be down in below, so that you can get in touch with Michelle. Michelle,
Thank you.
what would you like to leave with the audience? I mean, you've given us some great things today. I'm telling you, I appreciate you. Number one.
Thank you so
And
much. Thank
thank you
you.
for this. Thank you guys for listening to my personal masterclass with Michelle. If you got something from it, God bless you. But it was all about Curtis today.
It's okay.
But what would you like to leave with the audience, Michelle?
I would say never give up trying. That's
Wow.
the thing. Never give up trying. Like, Charlie Brown, he always, every year, I'm sure he tries to kick that football and he never makes it, and he keeps trying and trying, and Snoopy keeps like cheering him on. I would say just never lose hope. And that's really the story of an entrepreneur, And Gary Vaynerchuk, who I'm sure he always says also the same thing. And I really believe that you just have to keep trying and trying and trying, and look at all the success stories of people. Many people became successful later in life.
Right.
So don't believe in all this like hype about, having to become successful when you're young and whatever. It's
Just
a bunch
keep
of
trying.
hype.
Just keep going. Keep moving. Wow.
Yep. You
Michelle,
got
once
to keep
again,
trying.
yeah, I know. I really thank you today. I mean, you've been a blessing for me personally, and I took some really good notes, and I'm going to take them back and take them to heart, because this has been one of the sticking points for me, trying to figure out this social media thing. Being authentic to who I am, and really and truly, a couple of weeks ago, I made a decision. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of the hamster wheel. I'm jumping off. I'm jumping
100%.
off. I'm not playing anymore. I'm just going to tell people who I am, what I believe in. If you believe in what I believe in, then we could do business.
Exactly.
If not, that's okay. That's why you have a Burger King on one corner and a McDonald's on the other. Because
Exactly.
you might like a Big Mac and somebody might like a Whopper.
Yes, exactly. And I like the veggie burger.
And
Yeah.
some people might like the veggie burger.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? On the other corner, there's going to be someone who's serving a veggie burger. So there you go.
100%. My mom and dad always used to say that. Some people like chocolate, some people like vanilla, and then there are always the wackos who like strawberry.
There you go, guys. So once again, thank you, Michelle, for being
Thank
such
you.
a great guest. And also, we'd like to thank the listeners for sticking with us through this process. I think you should have gotten a lot from this, and kind of go back and listen to this over and over and get the notes that she shared with us. Then also, you can reach her. Just look at the links below if you are someone who want to be rebranded. It's so important. I just went through a new rebranding and thank you for commenting on my page. I just went through a new
I will.
rebranding, and just by the rebranding alone, people have been contacting me through the branding. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's what branding means. I didn't have no idea. I just put up a LinkedIn page and says, oh, there it is. But there's more to that, guys. So you need a professional
Yes.
like Michelle to really guide you through that process. And also remember too, guys, that this is what I truly believe in, and And I'm serious about this, that true success comes from when you embrace what I call a legit mindset, which is learning, growing, expanding, and transforming. If you listen to what Michelle talked about, all the things that she went through in her life to brought her to this point was the fact that she learned something, she grew, she expanded, and now she's transforming. And guess what? She's continuing to do it every day. And that's what success to me is all about, is learning from what you experienced yesterday or today or this moment in time. If today's episodes kind of resonate with you, please, and you says, wow, Curtis, I want to talk to you. No problem. Just click the link below. Let's get a free clarity call going. If this resonates with you, you need to talk to Michelle about branding and about what she does. And I think when I went to her site, you might have to translate it to English, but you can get a lot of information there.
Our site is in English, but I think that there's better information on my LinkedIn profile and on the Smart Working Company page on LinkedIn.
Okay, so go to the Smart Working Company page on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, that's the best place to get.
Go to Smart Working Company page on LinkedIn to get more information and get in touch with Michelle on LinkedIn. Once again, guys, my name is Curtis McCullom. Make it a great day. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the show.